Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Netters Network Thursday Things, where tonight my special guest is going to be America. We will be celebrating the 4th of July, and I welcome those who have decided to join us tonight. Even if you're just stopping in to say hello, I do appreciate you being here. Join me tonight, of course, is my special and wonderful favorite co-host. You know him as that guy at the end of the bar when he gets a little tipsy on a Friday night. The love of my life, Troy Pacelli. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
I'm doing great. I'm having a Diet Dr. Pepper. And you have to say I'm your favorite co-host because you got to live with me 24/7 outside of the streams.
Okay. I'm drinking a Meyer sparkling water berry until I run out of them. Hopefully I can get some more this weekend when we do our regular grocery shopping. But it's like, yeah, they've been out of it for a while, and this is like my favorite flavor with them. And the weird ones I tend to stay away from, like lime. They just don't taste good. I've tried them. They don't taste good. So before I say hello to the chat, I need to get a drink of my special beverage. So 1 second, please. Sorry, I was thirsty. Okay. So, and I just realized that I forgot to say hello to someone in my chat. So I gotta quickly put my hi sweetie in there. There we go. Okay, so joining us tonight in the chat. First up is Cara DeSelby saying, I'll be watching fireworks with my sister and her husband, but I wanted to leave a like and a comment. God bless America. I hope she finds her way in these dark times.
Yeah,
amen,
no
brother.
Kidding. In a little way, we're kind of contributing to that, kind of refreshing everybody's memory about the basics.
Yep. Tim is saying, the Constitution, I like her class of starships.
Yep. The Connie is...
Mainly the refit ones.
Yeah, mainly the... You know what? I did like the whole refit concept. I just recently saw a video that suggested that the D7 and Katinga were similarly refit relationship as the original and refit Carney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Connie Cleary saying
Speaking
hello
of
to
Connie.
the chat. Big Al Presents saying to have a great stream and happy 4th.
Thank you.
Lady Myst, how you doing, sweetie? So then there's this Netters person saying hi to people. Deleted Scenes giving his salute. I like Tim. Down with the British. Suck it, King George III.
Yeah.
You want to be careful there, Tim, because I happen to be English.
Yeah, well, I dig what you're saying, though, Tim. Sic semper tyrannis. Not just the British.
And what's worse is I'm also French-Canadian.
Yeah.
So I'm getting it from both ends.
Yeah. It's like your heritage is a history of tyranny.
Yes. That was just last call guy flirting with me like he always does.
Yep.
Sir Torrin Clegg, how you doing, sweetie? Mr. Landau's groovy moves. I just like saying that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Did I miss anybody?
Nope, I think we're caught up.
Okay, well, awesome. So, tonight is a special presentation. This is America, Charlie Brown. And we'll be watching I guess you call them episodes from This America, Charlie Brown.
Let me set the stage here.
Sure.
So, Netter's been doing this on many a Thursday when we got a holiday. It's a little harder to get guests, and you don't know where the chat's going to be on celebrating the holiday and stuff. So we've been bringing to you the old specials we grew up with, especially since Paramount decided to hide the peanuts behind a paywall. We decided we would bring them to you ourselves. Now, here's the thing. I started thinking, is there an Independence Day related peanut special? And there isn't really. There was a series that they had done online called This is America, Charlie Brown. And I just felt like the first two were the ones that applied the most, talking about the Constitution and the Revolution. So I figured we could check those out. But I had to digitize them. There will not be any subtitles tonight. I wasn't able to pull that together. But as a bonus, as I put this together, I decided that not only would we be watching these two little episodes of This Is America, Charlie Brown, but we're going to watch a couple of Schoolhouse Rocks that I thought also were thematically linked. So you can have a little bit of happy nostalgia with us.
Yeah. Because, of course, we want to celebrate American independence. Now, I suppose I could have just shown, because I didn't think of it till just now, simply 1776.
Yeah, thought about that too.
But I think we did that last year.
We did.
It's like, I'm a big John Adams fan. He's my favorite president.
Well, we'll probably revisit John Adams a little bit on Monday. Haven't decided exactly which ones we're going to be doing, but we might do a couple episodes of that mini-series, that John Adams mini-series.
That was good.
Yeah.
So one thing I liked about John Adams is his passion. It's like, he wasn't just in it to be in it. He had passion for everything that he did. And he may have been a stuffy old coot, but his passion always came through in everything that he did. When he was being a lawyer, he was being passionate. When he was talking about America, he was passionate. It's like, it was just a part of him. And you don't see that passion too much these days. So
I think the thing to also keep in mind about all these founding fathers we're always talking about, we tend to imagine them, and they tend to be depicted as these older guys based on portraits that they did after becoming president and all this other stuff. But during the time of the Revolution, when they really were founding our country, they were kids in their 20s and 30s. You know, just kind of to keep the idea of what kind of people are the future of your country. Mr. Londell says maybe that paywall will be toppled. Rumor is Paramount has been sold. We will definitely be talking about that on Sunday on Geeky Geezers. No doubt about it. Still trying to figure out the 10th in my top 10 favorite musicals. I'll be looking forward to seeing how that pans out for you, Sir Torin. In no particular order. Okay, fair enough. And welcome Enigma Severus. Severus.
yeah, you have to think of like Harry Potter, Severus Snape.
Yeah. I got it. All right.
So how you doing, Enigma? Glad to see you here. And for those of you who are here, I appreciate a thumbs up if you just wanted to do that. It's kind of an extra hi there to me. I'd appreciate that. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody else. So, nope. The Cosme link is pinned to the top of the chat, as per usual.
I would suggest everyone to subscribe, but I think that everyone that's here is probably already subscribed.
But it doesn't hurt to double check. Check that you're still subbed to both me and to Troy. And
Netter was very encouraged today when she looked at her subscribers count and found some organic growth had happened, much to her surprise. So
yeah,
that's always
I now
encouraging.
have 1,401 subscribers.
Yep, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like I saw 1.4 and I'm like, 1.4? Cool.
There you go.
So yeah, that was pretty fun. So as I mentioned, the Cosme link is pinned to the top of the chat. And Troy, at your leisure.
Okay, let's go ahead and do this thing, guys. You want to go ahead and click on that Cosme link up there, because I'm guessing that y'all don't necessarily have this particular, unless of course you are subscribed to, Paramount Plus or whatever. It's your money to throw away. I'm just saying. But if you watch along with us, you'll be perfectly synced up, because I've got the two episodes linked together. And then, like I said, I'll be following it up with a couple of Schoolhouse Rocks. So let's go ahead and get started. I guess there's not much point in doing a countdown. Let's just do this thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Thump.
I should have taken the Paramount logo out of there. That wasn't necessary. That kind of takes me out of it, to be honest with you.
They're stars.
Okay, yeah, I guess there's something to be said for the... I do have to say I appreciate the details. That we actually know those kinds of details. Yes, Mr. Lundell, I got Schoolhouse Rock. Yep, and that's one of them. This actually is some great detail that we tend to forget. We tend to think in broad strokes when we think about history, and we think that all the pilgrims were going because of religious persecution and blah blah blah, and that was true of some of them. But the fact is, we know the names of everyone who got on that boat and came over, and there's a lot of writings you can find out about the individuals who crossed and why they were crossing and what happened to them.
That's a lot of water.
Yep. Yeah, that would kind of freak me out too. Hardtack. Yeah, it was not an easy trek. Ironically, one of the biggest dangers was jaundice, right? Because if you can't keep anything down, you're going to dehydrate very quickly. And who are the most at risk? The children. You got Little Shop of Horrors listed twice. And I've never seen Next to Normal.
Is that supposed to be string on Charlie Brown's shirt, or is that supposed to be having a 6-year-old with chest hair?
Oh, it's a lace tying it closed.
Too bad that bucket's still not hanging off the back.
That's right, Mr. Lundell. That's grog.
It's like we're almost there.
Okay, that's better, Sutorn. I mean, it is. Why do I feel like Lucy is planning on giving the captain and crew of the Mayflower a bad Yelp review?
Because she's a Karen. I'm just choking on water. Who you calling a hoe?
Well, you're not there yet. Yeah, Lucy wants to speak to the manager. Man, this adaptation of Lord of the Rings is weird. Yeah, exactly. It isn't a huge surprise that two died in the crossing, but to think that someone gave birth on the trip over?
Well, either the trip took that long or they were preggers before they got on. Yeah, I guess they didn't have Febreze back then to air out the ship.
Yeah. Now, if you think about it, the idea of being the first in a new world, you literally have nothing but what you brought with you and what you can forage from the land.
I'll call your 6 Indians and a dog and raise you, a turkey, 2 chickens, and a fish.
Right. Oh yeah, that'll keep him from being afraid.
Why is it whenever anyone's sleeping in these cartoons, they have to snore?
So that you know they're sleeping and not dead.
Okay.
It's true that the pilgrims found at Plymouth this cleared land that was perfect for starting to build a settlement, and they felt like it was literally, provided by God for them. And welcome Maddie's Daddy and Logical Spark. Yes, even to this day, Australia is terrifying. Everything there's trying to kill you.
Yeah, if you don't freeze your bums off.
Yeah, at this point, I'd be concerned about the rain.
Okay, I don't think I've ever heard that one before. The people with big noses are naturally brave.
It is true. Yeah, that's going to be. There's no way he's going to be able to carry it. Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's your biggest concern, right?
That tells you that the kids are doing something right and the adults aren't.
Well, they're young, they're versatile. Yep. Yeah, that plague was, of course, smallpox that spread from South America, brought by the Spanish.
Yeah, they're blowing fireworks, so you're going to hear some booms every now and then.
The even bigger plague, however, was remember they mentioned that the natives that they saw had a dog with them. Yeah, that dog ain't gonna last much longer. All New World dogs were wiped out. So all the dogs that are here now have emigrated with humans from Europe and around the world. And welcome, Lynn Green. Happy Independence Day. By all means, right-click on that Cosme link above so you can watch the Peanuts with us.
And then we're going to plant the fish to get corn.
Kind of, yeah. One of the things they did was all of the leftovers, including the heads and whatnot, those go into the where you're planting the corn.
Okay, compost.
Exactly. Oh, he's doing whole fishes.
Maybe because showing guts would be too gross for a children's cartoon.
Probably.
They brought their leader.
Of course, they show a turkey on the table, but turkey was not a big part of the first Thanksgiving. Venison actually was probably the biggest meat dish for that meal. Those meals. It was actually more than one meal. We would like to introduce you to Jazz. Oh, gosh. Squanto needs to get some sunlight. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, Lynn can't stay.
Oh, that's a shame. Well,
But
thank
thanks
you
for
for
stopping by. Super appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
This is America, Charlie Brown. Thank you so much, Lynn. Birth of the Constitution. And I think in the past couple weeks, Actually, past couple years, we've been seeing that Constitution has to be continually fought for. Should have played the theme as a Volta instead. Yeah, I get that. Well, at the end of this one, they play Linus and Lucy with a harpsichord, and I'm like, yeah, if Linus and Lucy had been a tune back in the 1700s, it would have been played on a harpsichord.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Sure, they had treadmills back then.
Well, I'm sure they did. Didn't really need a treadmill to turn a bird over the spit, but, you know, whatever.
See, Woodstock does fly.
Yeah, you look French.
But I love their giggles.
Yeah. You look like a barrister. A judge. Yeah, that makes sense.
Joe, okay?
It's a very good point, deleted scenes. There's no womp 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 in these. Oh gosh. Valet parking? He's all right, let him in. He didn't show his papers. Yeah, there's where we went wrong. So you see, that's why they have, the House of Representatives. Your number of representatives in the House is based on the population of your state, whereas in here, okay. I'm getting a little ahead of them. That's still kind of true. See, everyone was a little bit sensitive to the fact that we just fought a revolution against a monarchy. The idea being that the people need to be represented directly. Oh, is this where it starts? Is his name Charlie Brown or Abner Doubleday?
Right?
I like that. The states have too much power. Alexander Hamilton. Cope and seethe, you ham and egger. Thomas Jefferson. Yes, exactly. What to have for lunch? Yeah, no, that was never going to happen. What's interesting is that what they're arguing, all of it has merit, and they do find a way to compromise. That's the interesting thing. It's like a whole other war was fought trying to establish the cornerstone of our legal system. Basketball. Hey, Joshua V, how's it going?
When she took off Woodstock.
But they're heading in the right direction. Oh, gosh.
No, we're trying to get away from that.
You notice he said freeholders. He literally was referring to landowners. This was pre-suffrage. And by suffrage, I don't just mean women's right to vote. There was a push for universal suffrage, which eventually became the law of the land. Very funny deleted scenes. say it. Yeah, it's very similar to the House of Lords and the House of Commons in Britain. Now, in reality, this little experiment of his was done many, many years before this. But they wanted to shoehorn in the idea. What a lot of people don't realize about that experiment is it didn't require the the kite to be struck by lightning. That's not really what he was testing. What he was testing was that the movement of air over the kite would generate static electricity, and it was his belief that that's what was generating lightning in general. It was a static differential between the atmosphere and the ground. And you could do that experiment to this day. If you send up a kite with a damp string and a key hanging from it, you fly it, even in decent weather, after a little while, just go to put your finger up near that key and you'll get that little static shock like you do on a doorknob when you've been scraping your feet along it. There's your proof. That's the experiment. That is funny, Sir Torin. And Tesla still gets zero credit. I mean, that really was a concern. That was a distinct possibility. Thing is that Tesla being nuts was also part of his genius. His biggest problem was that because he was nuts, he was really poor with marketing, so to speak. That's why a businessman could so easily steal from him. I want to point out one other thing. All of these months of arguing and debating to put the Constitution together. Nowadays, they'll pass a 1,000-page omnibus bill without even reading the damn thing.
Establish justice and ensure
We're getting
your
there.
tranquility.
It did take a long time. Oh, gosh. Something that people forget, the Bill of Rights wasn't ratified until later. See, I do like the harpsichord.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Charlie Brown was all about, the harpsichord.
Yeah, but it's still jazz, which is kind of inappropriate for the 1700s, but still. Yep, we're getting there. Just rewatched this today, and I was actually surprised. There's a lot of details in here that are very true. I mean, getting into details like the fact that they were going to seize the weapons from the armory and then going house to house. Around the world, start of the revolution. Take your powder, take your gun, report to General Washington. Hey, Jesse. Welcome, welcome.
The Catch Me link is pinned to the top if you want to click in there and...
Yeah, we're getting into a little bit of Schoolhouse Rock now. We actually have all of the Schoolhouse Rock on DVD.
Excuse me.
And this is another very important point. There's really no way we would have won without the help of Spain and France. And to some degree, you could argue that the American Revolution was a bit of a proxy war between Britain and Spain and France. Another important point was there was a lot going on back in Europe. one of the things that I think we've really fallen short on in our history, grade school history, as we focus on American history, we don't look enough at European history to see why Britain was pretty spread thin. And to be honest with you, Britain kind of was like, screw it. We'll worry about the colonies later, which is why we ended up fighting the War of 1812.
These things are so catchy.
Right? No kidding. That is true. The American colonies consider themselves to be, citizens of England. But it was also true that because it was so far away, there was very little that England could do for them. Gee, can you imagine financing a war with another country that the citizenry doesn't want us to be any part of? Gee. Glad we learned our lesson over 200 years ago. Sarcasm, sarcasm. Jesse, you're right, and it was definitely a civil war. I mean, if you think about it, the colonies, like I said, they were citizens of England, so that in and of itself makes it a civil war. But then you're right, there was fights between the states about whether or not to secede, so to speak. And yeah, the ridiculous taxation, and this is the problem. It's true, they had no representation in Parliament, so that was one problem. And the other thing is you're taking our taxes and you're doing nothing for us.
Yeah.
That's true too. There is that line from Fish Called Wanda. Oh, you British think you're so
superior.
So superior. You know where you'd be if it weren't for America, the smallest effing province in the Russian Empire.
Fireworks.
Yeah, Mr. Landell, you could even start to do a deep dive between the separation between Parliament and the monarchy. There's a lot of people that talk about, what the king and queen could do now as opposed to then and what they choose not to do. And yeah.
It's almost like they're trying to do like Elvis or something.
Well, it's R&B, it's blues, Actually, this is a little bit more, it's a little more Dixieland than anything. Recommend watching Oversimplified 2-part on the American Revolution, along with the French Revolution and Napoleonic War. Yes. Yeah, people don't realize how directly those are tied together. I thought that was funny. What comes next, huh? I love that. The pursuit of happiness, and the dude goes chasing after a girl. A little bit of a sort of adult joke that the kids would have missed. Sad thing is that our generation that grew up on this knows more about history and government and law than successive generations. And it's basically because of stuff like this.
I remember taking the Constitution test and doing the preamble in my head from the song.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's the only way I can remember it. Along with I'm just a bill up on Capitol Hill. In order to form a more perfect union, establish justice and ensure domestic tranquility. Provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare.
Actually, although, this is how I learned the preamble as well. And of course, Linus reading it in the previous bit was pretty good too. But do you guys remember Omega Glory from Star Trek, the original series, where Kirk recites the preamble with a bit of fire and anger because you slurred the words, you don't even understand it anymore? Yeah, the other thing about the connection between the American Revolution, the French Revolution, and the Napoleonic era leads right into the purchase of the what was it? The territory out west, bought from Napoleon. I'm drawing a blank. Constitution for the United States of America. And the person that buys that log cabin in the middle has to sign a document that he's going to preserve the historical integrity of the building.
Yes, it's a historical landmark.
Sad thing is, we watch this as kids every Saturday morning. Years later, the government mandates so much TV time be allocated to education, and kids can't answer civics questions. They don't even teach civics classes anymore in school.
It used to be that in order to graduate from 8th grade, you had to pass the Constitution test.
Now they don't want you to know history. They want you to know their revisionist history. They don't want you to know civics and law. They want to indoctrinate you into their little cult of socialism so that you can bring about a new revolution and introduce exactly what has destroyed so many countries throughout the world and been the exact reason why people have fled those countries to come to this one. Just saying. Just saying. But anyway, that was the presentation for tonight. Hope you guys had fun doing a little bit of reminiscing on where this country came from and what Independence Day is all about. And maybe it gives you the conviction to, as we move forward, make sure you do your civic duty.
Now, I may have missed something on this. Jesse Guardo said, "Try need to see that clip."
From Star Trek, yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find that clip and then share it. I'll probably share it in the MeWe and on Discord. Anywhere else I share it, Paramount will come after me with, a vengeance. That's why I don't even do much on the Star Trek channel anymore, because they're just ridiculous. But remember the 4 boxes of freedom, right? The voting booth, the jury box, the soap box, and of course the cartridge box.
And kind of no worries. It's like computer problems happen. We are well aware of that for ourselves.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just the past couple of weeks, the problems that we've been having, just ridiculous.
Jesse Guajardo said, "For my generation, we had to have good grades and pass the Texas state exam to advance to the next grade level." Yeah.
Yeah. And then someone came along and said, well, if you don't pass everybody, then you're an istophobe, and, we got to be equitable and blah, 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 and this and that. It's like,
we have to give them a participation ribbon.
Yeah. Well, then why even have grades? Actually, why even send them to school? Just do whatever the hell you want, people. It's ridiculous.
There's an article I read or skimmed because I got disgusted with it of some parents, I forget where they decided to what they call unschool their kids. They get up whenever they want. They study or not if they want. They do pretty much whatever they want. These are like at 8 and 9-year-old kids.
God.
And it's like, your kids know nothing. They will learn nothing unless they either go to school or you homeschool them.
Yeah. Homeschooling is probably the way to go, people. Just saying.
And so all the comments were blessed with the parents going, so you're going to have really stupid kids that don't know how to function in society because you're not teaching them.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
And they're going to be entitled because, well, I always got to do whatever I wanted, so I should be able to do this in my job. No, it doesn't work that way, honey.
Yeah, I want to be queen. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you mean like Lucy?
Like Lucy, exactly.
Yeah, frankly, I don't know what her thing is with being queen.
Oh, she's just full of herself. She's gonna do some growing up, no doubt about it.
She's a Karen.
She'll learn. But
okay, so what do we have coming up?
So tomorrow night, we are Boomer and I are going to continue our. We had started a couple weeks back. He had put together a list of urban legends he'd want to talk about. We're going to do the second part of that, and we will be joined by very special subject matter expert, Nick from Beyond the Hub podcast. So tomorrow night we'll be talking about a few more urban legends. I think it'll be a lot of fun. That'll be 9 o'clock Central, 10 Eastern, over on my channel, Last Call with Troy Pacelli.
Yes, and that on Saturday. We'll be right back here on Netters Network for Retro Cinema. We'll be watching Dragon Slayer?
Slayer, right.
Dragon Slayer. I think there were a couple of...
Dragon Heart will be earlier tomorrow with Big Al, and I think Deleted Scenes is with him. Not sure about that, but that'll be earlier in the evening on Friday.
And there you have it. And then, of course, continuing with the rest of the week, we have, what do we have? We have Sunday Deleted Scenes all the time. Check his channel for where he'll be and when. And, of course, Geeky Geezers at 8 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. Monday, Night at the Movies with Last Call.
Yeah, it'll be something. I'm looking at the John Adams miniseries. Of course, 1776, but we've done that very recently, so I'm not sure about that. But it'll be something to cap off this Independence week of celebration. So
Yes.
join us for Monday night at the movies, 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern.
Then we have Tuesday. We will be over on Deleted Scenes again for Sparkwood in 21.
Yep. Part 2 of Twin Peaks: The Return.
Yes. And then Thursday, back here again for Thursday Things. My special guest shall be from beyond the pond, Ryan Roger Athay.
Yep. He's a huge cheerleader for the community, and be great to get a chance to catch up with him on Thursday.
And I just realized that one of the people I was supposed to have on my calendar was on there, so let me add him, and that is Rod Thunderheart.
He's coming up in the coming weeks.
Yes, but it's like I noticed he wasn't on my calendar.
And I just dropped the link to where you guys should be going next after you leave here, over to Deleted Scenes channel for his Independence Day special edition. Probably going to give us his weekend update and let us know what he's got going on throughout the week that we kind of glossed over a little bit. So there we go.
Yeah, and I just lost my... Okay, there's my StreamYard. So make sure you head over there. You make sure you give him a thumbs up. Encourage him. And we will definitely see you next time. But until then, I gotta sign off to my lovelies in my chat. Make sure that you are subbed to me and Troy, if you're not already. And if you think you are, please go double check that you still are. And also please make sure that you're subbed to every member of the chat. And again, if you think you are, go back and double check that you still are, because YouTube. And with that said, we can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well, good, and fun. But it's so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat. And you're dropping comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you guys, you're not just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys, and we appreciate you so very much. You could be anywhere right now, and you're here. That's so encouraging. I mean, especially to me, because, this is my stream. So I love seeing you guys here. I love just seeing you in all of our streams. You're so encouraging to not just the panel, but to everyone in the chat. So thank you for being there. Thank you for being a part of our family. I hope you guys are having a wonderful 4th of July, and we will definitely see you next time.